Hello, friends. Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Yeti. I got a very optimistic group with me, the Fan Show guys, Kelly, Hunter, and Matt. Gentlemen, I think we were better this week than the last time I did a show with Fan Show guys.
Yeah, buddy, we sure were. I mean, last time it was pretty rough, but this time...
Hunter and I'll make sure we're here more often.
That's right.
We hold it down.
You guys got meetings and stuff. This guy... He schedules his meetings after. He's committed to you're committed to games that are losing. He's committed to TexAgs Radio.
I'm committing to building relationships and meeting my clients' needs.
So today on the show, it was really good. Olin Buchanan, have you heard of him? He was really good. Stephen McGee and Ryan Swope. That
Always
discussion.
excellent.
Must see TV.
Excellent.
They were great. AT was on the show. And then these knuckleheads. I call them knuckleheads, but they're my buddies. It's the Fan Show presented by Gerard Construction right here on TexAgs Rewind. Yeah, he was number one last week.
Michael Penix, the Washington quarterback. Hey, his numbers weren't bad in that 15-7 victory over Arizona State last week. He passed for 275 yards. That's fine. No touchdowns, though, and he threw 2 interceptions. The Huskies were saved by an 89-yard pick six. And that shows that Penix couldn't even lead the Huskies to a touchdown. Overall, he still leads the nation with 2,576 passing yards. He's thrown 25 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
That's phenomenal stats. Your number one guy keeps putting up big numbers. And yes, last week was what? Army? Yeah. But he's been consistent
all year. He's through 8 games. Jaden Daniels, LSU quarterback, leads the nation in total offense with 3,094 yards. He's passed for 2,573 and 25 touchdowns with just 3 interceptions. But he's also rushed for 521 yards and 5 touchdowns. Last week, he completed 11 of 15 passes. 11 of 15 for 279 yards. So when he was completing them, they were going for a long way. 3 touchdowns in that 62-0 victory over Army.
They get another loss. Does he stay there?
It depends on how it looks because, you can't blame him for that loss to Ole Miss. I mean, he played great. And quite frankly, he wasn't really responsible. He could have played better, but he wasn't the problem when they lost to Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State. Sorry. So
basically, it's a dead heat between those two. But if I had to
vote today,
I'd probably go with Daniels based on the fact that Penix struggled last week.
Yeah. What about Bo Nix? Is he anywhere in your...
He's on my radar. I'm still waiting for him to really go off in a big game win.
Yes. Yeah, I would agree. That's one of Connor's strengths, and I think it's one of Max's weaknesses. Now, you put them in a different situation, maybe the outcomes are completely different. And I'm not saying one's better, one's worse. I'm not trying to get into that right now. I'm just saying he could help himself. I think it's really a cumulative effect of all phases of the offense. So play calling, you could help him get the ball out more. Offensive line could obviously hold up better. The quarterback could get the ball out of his hands quicker. And one thing we haven't discussed a lot, and I'm curious to know your take on this, Swope, is receivers. And I know we don't get a lot of good shots on the TV cameras because they're tight, but to me, there doesn't seem to be a lot of separation consistently for a receiver group that gets so much acclaim of being great.
Have you seen that?
Yeah, I really haven't. I mean, I think I saw more glimpses of that separation early on in the year, but here as of late, very little separation.
Is that caliber of opponent they're playing? Is it something else?
I don't know, because I know that.
How do you get that separation?
Well, first of all, you study film and you figure out what your opponent's doing and then how can I get open? Does this guy play a lot of press coverage, or is he playing off 5, 6, 7 yards, and then you kind of take it from there. I mean, that's how I went in and kind of dissected the film, and then I'd go take that over to the practice field. And so I'm not saying that creates separation out there, but then I know that those kids are talented enough that if they were to go do that, they can create separation. So I think, I don't know if we're lacking film room or they're making those proper adjustments, but and then obviously just Max not having time, that doesn't help either, because you're kind of constantly having to, instead of, let's say you've got a route that you've got to get 15 yards or get 12 yards, and you're constantly, once you get to 12 yards, you look back and the quarterback's already on the ground. It's hard to continue to get to your depths.
How bad of a situation is the loser of this A&M South Carolina in? Just considering what the expectations were for South Carolina, although I didn't have high expectations. I saw that schedule. I did have higher expectations for A&M.
Yeah, no, I kind of joked, on my show and, in one of my articles, like, this is the, the low approval rating bowl, basically. I mean, as far as SEC fan bases that are just really frustrated right now, I mean, I guess you could probably throw Arkansas in there, although I think Sam Pittman bought himself a little bit with firing the offensive coordinator. But I bring it up because neither fan base is happy. Shane Beamer is, acting out like a child, basically kicking walls and stuff. There's just a lot of frustration. And, listen, I mean, who needs it more? I would argue A&M. You're at home. You're off the fly. But, I mean, yes, to answer your question, whoever loses it, oh my goodness, I would not want to be the moderator of a message board on Saturday afternoon into Saturday evening if they are to lose. So this is a huge one. It's a huge one for both sides. I think it's somehow even bigger for A&M for all the conversations that we've had. Year 6, the number one recruiting class is now basically midway through, their sophomore year, essentially midway through their college careers for those of them that are going to be 3 and done. It's time to start getting results, and it really, I know we've said this for every week, but it really starts Saturday. You cannot lose that game if you're Texas A&M.
I don't think they will. I think they're gonna win convincingly. Aaron, am I just being weird? Am I just thinking this is a team that played against Arkansas a few weeks back? Like, am I wrong for thinking it, considering what South Carolina is not good at and what A&M is good at?
So I don't think you're weird, but I mean, I guess my question would be, couldn't you have said the same thing about Alabama? Quarterback that vertically isn't going to beat you. You're great at the line of scrimmage defensively. Now, I guess maybe we undersold Texas A&M's offensive line against Alabama's defensive line, but
yeah, I'm good for this weekend, but I get a little annoyed that we're treating South Carolina like, I don't know, Abilene Christian.
Like they're 2-5?
I get they have deficiencies, but it's an SEC team. It's the same team that, kind of jumped out to us last year, and, it was 17-0 before you finished your first beer. So
I'm glad you're giving me a dose reality.
Rattler.
I don't think this is going to be a close
Rattler
game.
is dangerous.
I think A&M's going to mop the floor with them. By the mop the floor, I think they're going to win by 2 scores. I do. I think
Which
that.
for us, 2 scores, I mean, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that is. But I'm not.
Game.
I mean, I've heard like 41-10 and stuff like that. I'm just like, Missouri's got to get up and go offense. Would you say Missouri's offense is better than ours?
I would say the Wellborn Middle's got a better offense than ours right now.
All right. Well,
hey, I've seen Wellborn Middle. You got to take the 8th
Missouri
grade
put a
team,
34 spot on them and last week, and it was a field goal late to get to 34. So,
I mean, Rattler is. I mean, he's probably the second best quarterback we'll play this year. I mean, behind Van Dyke or the next good quarterback we've played.
He's the one to be worried about.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, like Rattler. I mean, Rattler's actually a good quarterback. I mean, I still don't know if I'd put Jalen Milroe in that.
We made him look really good.
We made him look amazing. Can you imagine what we do with Rattler? I mean, and we got to Milroe. We did what we were supposed to do. We held him to 26 points. Now, again, we're not playing Bama's defense. We're playing a much weaker defense, but so yeah, I see the optimism. But I mean, just like y'all said in the last segment, show me. I need to see it.
Look, I feel confident about this game. It doesn't mean I feel confident down the stretch.
Yeah,
I feel confident because they can't block.
right.
We get after quarterbacks. They are very bad at stopping the run. We need a good run game to get going, and I think we will see that today, or this weekend, I should say. We are at home. I think we are more like the team that played against Arkansas and Auburn, that we can beat up on these teams that are, beneath us talent-wise. Closing it out, friends. Hunter, tell the people.
Like, subscribe, comment, share.
Yeah. Click the notification bell so you don't never miss that.
Hey, I was in a hurry the other day.
TexAgs Rewind.
I watched the rewind.
Did you?
Yeah. 2 days ago.
Yeah. It's like a cappuccino. It's like a shot. Like just quick, in
it's
and out.
Quick. You get caught up on everything, and you're done.
Yep.
And it's nice on the YouTube channel because you can see our smiling faces.
But you don't do YouTube, do you?
I do occasionally, actually.
Okay.
Depends on if I'm in the office or in the car.
All right. Well, for you YouTubers, thank you. We'll see you next time.